students, now we're going to look at how to form an igneous rock. Okay, an igneous rock needs two things. You need to melt and then cool the lava or the magma. Okay, so what we're starting with right here, we have our pieces of sediment, okay, what's going to form into our igneous rock, okay, and in order to get it to be molten magma or lava, we need to go ahead and melt it here on this hot plate. Okay, so as always, especially when dealing with a hot plate, you gotta wear your eyeglasses, your goggles, and then always make sure if you have longer hair to make sure you pull back your hair. So once again, we're going over igneous rocks, okay, and what we're going to do is we need to wait and watch this melt. Watch the pieces of sediment melt just like it does in a volcano down deep inside the earth. All those pieces of sediment are melting together to form that igneous rock. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in and watch the process of an igneous rock melting and then cooling down to form that igneous rock. Once again, we're watching our sediment melting. You can begin to watch the sediment melting. If you notice, it's starting to become a little bit rounded around the edges and starting to melt. Okay, you can also tell the color is starting to change, so those different colored crystals are starting to form because of the melting of the sediment. Now remember, with an igneous rock, this normally takes a very, very, very long time in order for rock to get down deep inside the volcano and to melt. Okay, so right now what we're doing is we're creating magma inside the volcano. So if you notice, you start to see some bubbling over here on the side. Okay, along the edges we start to get that bubbling effect, just as if it was a real volcano. Okay, starting to get that steam now. So we're going to go ahead, now that it's most of the way melted, go ahead and turn off the heat. And now we need for it to cool. So part one, we need the igneous rock to melt. We need the rock to melt. And then what we needed to do is we needed to cool down. Okay? So now we're going to let this cool.
Okay, so while we're waiting for our igneous rock to cool, I'm going to go ahead and show you this picture of a real granite rock. So what this is a real igneous rock called granite. As you can see, there are many, many crystals scattered throughout it because it has been melted and then cooled down to form this granite rock, which is called an igneous rock.
As you can see, the crystals are starting to change. We had different colors forming because of the melting, but it's already stopped bubbling. And it's starting to cool down and solidify. So that's the process of forming an igneous rock. You need the magma or the molten rock to melt, and then you need for it to cool down to form this igneous rock.